With ClickUp Docs 3.0 having been released, it is time to revisit what's happening in ClickUp Docs 3.0, but also how that impacts building our standard operating procedures right here in ClickUp. Hi everyone, I'm Yvonne Heimann with AskEV.com, and I'm a business efficiency consultant for digital entrepreneurs. And if you are ready to put ClickUp Docs 3.0 to the works, hit the subscribe button and join into the conversation right in the comment section, as I want to know, do you have your standard operating procedures in ClickUp? Are you using ClickUp Docs 3.0 to write and house your SOPs? Let me know in the comment section. So, ClickUp Docs 3.0 released just a couple of weeks ago, and there's a couple really great updates in here. I'm gonna have a couple messages for the devs too. Nothing major, just a couple requests, but we'll get to that. Let's dive into ClickUp Docs 3.0 and let me show you what changes have been made, and then I'm gonna show you how we framework our standard operating procedures right here in ClickUp Docs 3.0. Okay guys, look at this beauty right here. One of the big major updates in ClickUp Docs 3.0 is this view. What you are used to is this view. Doesn't really tell us anything. It's too much. Look at this beauty. So what do we see here? We see the docs name. We also see where it is located. Is it just right here in our newfound docs button? It's right in the sidebar. Or is it in a specific workspace? In the everything view in this case. Is it in a list, as you can see on those dots right there? Is it in a folder? Where is it housed? You easily now can see that. You also can add tags to them if you want to be able to sort them in some way, shape, or form. You can see when it was last updated, when it was last viewed, and who is it shared with. Is it publicly shared, right? Yep, my show notes are publicly available. Is it shared with your workspace, or is it personally shared with somebody? You're gonna be able to see this right here on an easy look. And look, ClickUp Verified Vetted Consultant. Yes, those badges also just came out. Look at this shiny new badge. But that's not what we're here for. SOPs in ClickUp Docs 3.0. Once you click on this, the first thing I always do, full page. Let's make use of the space we have in here. And I usually also always open this sidebar. You can hover over it and it just pops open. I like it open. Set everything you like right in here, from your font size, from your font type. Once you open it up, it usually is in default. I like it full width. I got 3 monitors. I got space right here. Let's make use of it. And then you can apply this to all pages. So these settings right up here can be applied throughout all pages. There's my first request to the devs. Can we do this down here too, that I just can set my default and change it when I want to have it any other way? Please. Also big, what you're gonna need for standard operating procedures housed right here in ClickUp Docs 3.0 is the page history. This is where you're gonna be able to find who has made changes when and be able to go back to that. So if you hover over here, let's open up what happened. Oh, cool. Yes, I want this. And you just hit right that clock thingy and you restore that version. That easy. Now let's go over the header settings right here on the right-hand side. You can turn on the cover image. I'll show you that in a second once we dive deeper into the pages of the SOP. Page title and icon. I love the page title. I'm not a big fan of the icon just because it kind of sits right on top. It's like, okay, can we just move that down here? But that's me. You might want it right up there for an easy visual distinction. I don't know. Go for it. You also can add a subtitle. So you might want to have a short little blurb of what this document is about. Don't need that. Showing the author, meaning who wrote this document. Who is the one owning this thing right now? Contributor, who else worked on this document? Date updated, turn this on. This is your thing that you see right on top. When did you update your standard operating procedures right here in ClickUp Docs 3.0? Okay. Sticky table of contents, meaning the table of contents stays on top, and showing subpages. That's that line right on top there, which I like. That way you easily can find what else is happening in here. You can protect this page, meaning just this page and nobody can change it other you deciding who gets to change it. We've had similar settings before in different views. Protect the entire document, not just this single page. You get your word count, which is great when you have to write essays or stuff like that. Not that I have to write one right now for a scholarship to get my private pilot license. Word count is good on that one. Those are the main settings right in here. You also got relationships and backlinks in here that are gonna pop up. Your templates to import page templates. All of your comments. Yes! Again, devs, can we get these comments throughout the whole document, please? Not just per page. Would be awesome. Exporting the whole thing, HTML, PDF, Markdown, print, as well as general doc settings are right in here. Cool? Awesome. Let's dive into our standard operating procedure, process, and framework right here in ClickUp Docs 3.0. Have you popped in the comment section yet? Are you going to use ClickUp Docs 3.0 for your standard operating procedures? Are you already using it and just updating it? I want to know. Now, how we framework standard operating procedures. The main document is that process, the overlaying idea of what is this even about? Think of it as the old paper roadmap, not that anybody is still using those. All folded up, you have no idea what's inside. On that first page, it tells you this is a map of San Diego. Think of it as that. The first, uppest, higher level of your document right here in ClickUp Docs 3.0 is going to be this first page that tells you what is everything about. Where do you find it? What am I doing with this? Cool? Awesome. Short idea of what's happening in here. Where else can you find stuff? Then in the page underneath, we are diving into the actual process of this. I'll show you. Here you can also see one of the cover images, which by the way, has a whole bunch of possibilities for you. You can choose from the gallery, so whatever is in there, you can grab something. You can upload something. You can pull an image from a link. You can also pull images from Unsplash, which by the way, you can use on your website and your social media too, as long as you reference back to Unsplash. Did you know that? I then like to embed our content calendar. Now here's a little downside. It cuts it short. I wish it would show up in the full screen that we see on a full screen on desktop rather than it being cut off, right? I'm sure it'll come. Then we got our slash commands, which also allows you to easily embed a specific list. Now the same thing happens here too. It is going to be cut. You are not going to see the full screen view that you see on full desktop view, but you easily can go in here and see everything and scroll through it. Then what we do in our framework of setting up standard operating procedures, no matter if it's in ClickUp Docs 3.0 or anywhere else, is we are going through this specific framework, meaning setup. What's happening? Think of it as the intro to everything that's happening in here. How is this set up? How is this flowing? Where is this going? What? Then we have room for our automations. I always want those right on top because if we are updating how we work something, we need to be aware of the automations that are happening based on what the process is to make sure we are updating those automations if they need to be updated when we update processes. And then you dive right into the actual process, meaning the part of doing things. And you then cut that down from the actual content creation workflow to the YouTube videos. If you've watched my content creation workflow video, which you can find right here, you know what I'm talking about. We always start with YouTube videos, then turn that into a blog post, then turn that into social media posts. And you go through the same exact framework: setup, automation, process. And once you get to the actual task management and you are in that task, you want to be at a point where it's literally just a check mark. These standard operating procedures are there to onboard to your team, to help them understand what's happening. And you want to be able to really give them as much information as possible when they're getting onboarded to learn your process, but also have them in a way that allows them to easily refer back when they actually know the process and be able to update said process. And the moment you are in your actual ClickUp tasks is really just a reminder of what they learned when they got onboarded to your business. So what now? I don't know, Evie. Have you subscribed yet? But also make sure you've watched my content creation workflow process video that takes what I just showed you right here, this whole process, and allows you to easily manage major content creation right here in ClickUp. I'll see you there.